All right, I've used save as to save a new version, and I've named it 10 instrument recording modes. And I'm going to provide these song files for each of the videos from this point on. So I want to record some drums now. I'm going to show you another way to load an instrument. In the instrument browser here, we can navigate to whatever we want, and I'm going to use Impact, and I can even get into the specific presets of Impact if I want. But for now, I'm just going to take the Impact instrument and just drag it into the list here, and it's going to create a new track and a new channel. Let me just close, and it opens the interface, but let me just close it for the moment. And I'm going to hit F3 to open the console, and we'll see here's the new track and here's the new channel. So with this done, I'm going to click this icon to open the instrument editor, and I can choose a preset, and it's fun to go through them all, but I'm going to choose this one that I like, and it's got some good sounds that I want to record. So those are the sounds I want to use, and I'm going to just close this up. I don't want to get too deep into the actual instrument itself, but those are the sounds I want to record. So I want to try adding one part at a time. So I'm going to set this loop range for, let's say, 4 bars. I want to have a 4-bar pattern, and I'm going to hit my / key to enable loop. So what I want to do is loop record, and each time I want to add on a different element. The first time maybe I'll record kick and snare, then the next time maybe I'll add the hi-hats, and the next time I'll add some shaker. So I can set that and it'll loop through, but we have to be cognizant of the recording modes here. I'm going to use what's called record mix, so that when it's going through each of these cycles, it's going to add on what I'm playing each new time rather than recording to separate takes or replacing. This is kind of a overdub recording where I'm adding. So when replace is on, it'll replace each time. And with that off, it's overdub where it'll add each time. And with record mix, it's going to add it all into the same take rather than recording additional takes. So with that done, I'm just going to open my metronome settings and show you another kind of way of working. I have both pre-count and pre-roll disabled, and now I can just position this where I want, like for example here, and then when I hit record, I'll get the 1 bar here of the click before the music starts. So that's just another way of working with the click. Now, another thing I want to do is I want to use what's called input quantize. I know that I want my drums to be quantized to these values here. So we have this input quantize function, and we can also get to it up here. And that means that it'll quantize to the values that I have set here on input, so I don't have to then manually go in and do that extra step of quantizing the notes after the fact. So let's try this. Okay, I'm going to hit stop, and there's my part where I did kick and snare first, then hi-hats, and then shaker, and it should all be quantized. And I'm just going to hit F3 to open the console and adjust my volumes a little bit. And here I've got independent faders for the kick drum here, so I can control that separately from the snare, and then the hi-hat and the shaker. So I can pan them and adjust the levels as I want. Now, let's look at another scenario. I'm going to try the next section. Let me just drag over here. I'm going to just try 2 bars. And in this case, I'm not sure what I want to try. I want to try some different ideas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave input quantize on, and I'm going to go to record takes instead of record mix. And I want to try some different patterns. So here I want to open up my metronome settings because I do need some pre-roll in this case. So I want 1 bar, and I'm going to make the metronome active, and then try out some different ideas. Okay, I hit stop, and they were all quantized on input, and I have several different takes that I can choose from and audition. So here's take 1. Take 2. Take 3. Kind of fun. I think I'm going to go with that one. And I want to add some hi-hats in there. So what I'm going to do is go back to record mix and just add in some hi-hats and just add it in right now. Good, and that should be blended in now. Cool. Now what I'm going to do is turn off loop with the / key, and I'm just going to copy this. So I'll have that 2 bars repeating, and then I'm going to option drag this, copy this for the next part there, and just trim it at the end. So I have a drum part now for this whole arrangement where this middle B flat section has this alternate drum part, and then I have this drum part reverting back when it comes back to the original bass line. And in the next video, we'll look at the takes to layers feature.